Okay, then let's get started, shall we?
Party.
Shall we party on? Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne.
Thank you. Jimmy Schubert's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Eleanor
Comedy
Garrigan.
Store Podcast.
Comedy Store Podcast.
Comedy Store.
I'm sitting in for Rick Ingram.
Podcast. He might jump in. Who
He
knows?
can jump in anytime.
He's a jumper. It's who he is.
That's
We're
what he
all
does.
jumpers.
He's
We're
at
all
the-
on the ledge. Right, Jimmy?
That's right.
How long have you been on the ledge these days?
I don't go anywhere near the ledge anymore, honey. I used
Really?
to go on back in the day. I'm much more subdued. I've found purpose in my life, and I just I don't need to behave like it anymore. But back in the day,
Proud of you.
I think back in the day, I've had a pretty
Ledgy life.
a pretty ledgy life.
You're legendary, ledgy.
Legend, ledgy.
Ledgy. I
He's
like it.
That's funny.
No, we were talking about crabs, and not because I have them or gave them to Jimmy like you think. I know what you're thinking. I didn't give them to Jimmy, but my neighbor, I forget who I was talking to about this, but my neighbor had crabs, and my brothers told her, my older brother and his best friend Steven, told her to put a mirror underneath when she was going to the bathroom, and the crabs would see themselves and jump on the mirror. And she did it.
Well,
Crabs to jump
that's what happens for not. This was before the internet. I'm taking it because you go.
My
this
whole
stuff-
life is before the internet.
That's a
Jimmy.
No,
That's hard. I grew up in a typewriter store.
Yeah,
Everything was before.
yeah, I was. What was your dad's backup plan? Blacksmith?
Yeah, that's what. So who told me that? Somebody was like, "What did he moonlight as a blacksmith?" And I was
Yeah.
like, Eric Griffin told me to add that to my set.
You should.
And he
It's
was
funny.
like, "That's hilarious," but I never thought of that. But yeah, that would make him not lazy. So
Yeah, exactly.
he's not a moonlighter, guys. Oh, there's Josh. Hi, Josh. We're on fire now. We got our producer in the house. and
Nice.
Shit is just rolling.
Yeah, I had crabs one time when I was a kid, when I was younger, and I don't know.
I feel like that was a thing, though. I remember a lot of guys had it.
Yeah, but it was like it happened, and I was sitting in the bathroom. My brother was outside working on his car, and I remember seeing all these little black specks, and I was like, "What's going on?" I was freaking out. I yelled at him, "Joe, get up here right now!"
You always call your brothers.
Yeah, I
in.
always call my brother. And he goes, relax. You got crabs, bro. Here's $20. Go get some of that A300. Get in there with the tiny comb and comb those mothers out. And he goes, don't fucking. And he goes, whatever you do, grab your match, grab all your shit, and you gotta wash it.
Get a mirror. Did he
And
tell
then
you
he
to get
said, get a mirror, put it in the bottom of the toilet. When his crabs see themselves, they'll see how ugly they are. And did you ever have crabs?
I did not. But
Good
if
for-
I did, I would have yelled for my brothers to be like, "Look, what is this?"
I think it was his neighborhood
like
girl.
instead of my sisters, which is
Yeah,
terrible.
I think this neighborhood girl was kind of like
Had them.
she was the
distributor.
She was patient X.
She was the monkey.
And she had a very dry vagina. In fact, her vagina was so dry, even the crabs carry canteens. And listen, the
Jimmy
lady.
Schubert's here, ladies and
Come on, we
gentlemen.
gotta-
Give
come
him a
on,
round of
come on.
applause.
Come on, I got to do all those dumb jokes. You know me. I got a million of them. I don't know why I use that one.
That's my favorite. What was the other one we were doing the other night?
What's that?
Oh, because Dom with the Bell's palsy.
Oh, he said, he goes, hey, Jim, I got Bell's palsy. I said the whole left side of my face was paralyzed. I go, it's okay. You're all right now. All right. Because it was, and you went fucking nuts. And Dom looked at me like that look. We got like,
Really?
come
And he
on.
just walked away. He's so good at that stone face. Meanwhile, I fell apart. So did Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh,
Because
we were
I
dying.
love that. I love silly jokes like that.
I
They're
did
so
too.
silly. Whatever. No, I didn't have
So,
crabs, but I, was very active. I'm kidding. I don't know where
that's
I was
funny.
going. That was like a PSA.
so me and you were actually getting ready to work together soon.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Let me
we're
take
doing
you-
December
let me help
4th.
you.
We're
Let
doing
me help
December.
undress. Let me give you crabs. I mean, let me get that. Let me get that off.
No, we're doing. We're going to Parks Casino in Philadelphia on December 4th. Parks Casino, and we're also doing the 30th and 31st in New Brunswick, New Jersey, at the Stretch Factory
Stretch
with our boy Vinny Brand.
Factory.
So we're doing that Monday, Tuesday up there, which is going to be great.
I'm
And-
excited.
And you're doing some dates up in New York in between that, right? You're going to up there.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the stand in New York with Dice on the 10th, 17th, and 18th. I'm also at Governor's the 13th and 14th, and I'm going to headline I believe, the 14th, that Saturday night.
That's
The
nice.
second show. Dice,
Okay.
me and Dice are doing the first. I'm going to headline the second.
That's great. I'm actually, I have to go to Huntsville on the 5th, the day after we do that to the 8th. I come back to Philly, hang out. I'm doing a weekend up near Philly.
Huntsville. Wait,
Joe.
is that Funny Bone?
No, it's 11 Live.
Oh, okay. There's a Funny Bone down there.
Yeah,
that I love.
so I'm doing that, and on the 12th, 13th, and then I think I'm gonna head to I gotta head back out here because I gotta get some dental work done. The guy was gonna do it today, but he's gotta extract this tooth and put in an implant, so that's gonna be a painful situation. I go, I got shows, I got a corporate this weekend. You can't rip a tooth out of my head, you fucking knucklehead. So
Don't you hate the dentist? They called me today. What is it? Their time of the month?
no, hey, look, you gotta take care of your teeth, man.
I try.
Hey, you know what I found out? This is crazy. Like, a couple years ago, I had both my knees done. I got 2 brand new knees.
Amazing.
And yeah, which is great.
How
But
are they?
they're great.
Titanium?
No, they're great. Yeah,
Oh.
titanium, but they're great. But every time I go to the dentist, I have to go on amoxicillin 2 days before I go in because there's so much bacteria in your mouth that if that infection gets in your body, it'll go right to the knees, and they'll have to go in and take the knees out and put an iron bar in your leg until the infection goes away. I mean, it's like insane.
That's crazy.
I
Did
know.
you get the bacteria in your mouth from the crab lady?
No, I know.
Oh.
They just
You mean
everybody.
just everybody?
Everybody
has
has.
it.
Everybody has it.
So
And
that's
so
just-
he's in there drilling around, knocking stuff loose.
I hate the fucking dentist. Only because I spent my whole life in the dentist. I had such bad teeth growing up. Like sometimes I'll put up a picture of me as a kid and people are like, what was happening in your mouth? And I'm like, I don't know. Like one tooth didn't grow in till like 7th grade. Then it grew in black.
Grew in black.
Yeah.
Looked like Indian
Called the
corn.
dead tooth. Yeah.
Looked like it grew in dead.
They called it the dead tooth. So I had to have braces to pull that down starting in like 5th grade to try to get it down. Like, and we couldn't afford that. So I went to dental schools.
Oh.
So you go to a dental school, they're in your mouth and you hear oops. I'm like, no, oops. Who's oops? Like, you gotta, what the?
That's
I
hilarious.
remember being terrified as a kid. And my grandma, because my mom worked full time,
Yeah.
typewriter man wasn't helping. And so she literally, like, she couldn't take off of work. So my grandma would take me to the dentist.
Yeah.
And then she was like, if you're good, I'll take you for donuts after. So I try to be really good. And then I'm like, wait, aren't we fucking up all this dental work with you taking
Will you
me
get
for
me a
donuts?
jelly donut with some sugar on it?
Never that one.
That's
That's my brother Johnny's favorite. I
So
like
you have how many in your family? Only got
chocolate.
11?
no 10.
Yeah, 10. That's a pretty big
6
family.
boys, 4 girls.
Yeah, we're just all 6 boys. I didn't have any girls. I mean, after
Was your mom trying to like, all right, this next one's going to be a girl?
Yes,
All right,
I
this- oh,
remember distinctly. I was a kid. I remember all the neighbor ladies going, if Jen has a little girl, we're going to have such a big baby shower.
Yeah,
for her."
yeah, yeah.
And it was just boy after boy after boy.
Poor Jen.
I mean,
Never got that baby shower.
Yeah, but she
wanted,
wasn't
huh?
bitter about it. She didn't dress us up in dresses and shit.
Be hilarious.
Jimmy, put these pumps on.
Jimmy,
Put
put these
Try
nylons
mommy's
on.
lipstick. She wasn't
This
like
is
that.
your color, Jimmy.
Go get mommy another drink.
Hey, mommy, some more
Who
grape
was that?
juice.
Joey Marmo used to do it.
Oh.
You used to do that, Joey Marmo. Used to, Go get mommy another drink.
Go get mommy another drink. He would do it real deep. My favorite was Val Pappas. This is like the second time we brought up Val Pappas on a podcast.
Yeah.
It was Johnny Sanchez I was talking to. Do you remember her?
Yeah,
Val?
no, I remember.
Okay, so she used to do hand mommy. She used to do Judy Garland. She would go, hand mommy some more grape juice. But it was like wine or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she would just start singing, all wasted. Somewhere. Like it was, I can't do it.
I remember.
But she was great. And I always remember her, hand mommy some more grape
Yeah,
juice.
she was really a real pro. She was like, she was one of the better female comedians that worked back
Oh
here.
my God,
She used
yeah.
to do Vegas all the time. I used to watch her in the main room. Great.
But that's what that Mitzi used to put in the main room. Like that was something we were talking about. Mostly a lot of variety acts. Like Mitzi loved that. Like Janice Hart, Monica Gaines,
because
Val
there was
Pappas.
something for everybody. Finest Henderson.
And they would open it, yeah, like Finest Henderson. And then after a certain point, like you guys would start, like Schubert, like Dom Irera, John Mulrooney,
Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah.
I remember all those guys, even like Sherry Shepard, Retha Jones, those girls, like they would weave them in and out. Kim Tavares and Monica Gaines and all them were still here, killing it in the early slots.
Yeah, I know. It was, this place is special.
The other one I can't think of, he just passed away. He was good too. I know his whole act.
John Witherspoon.
No, but yes, that's sad. John, I never saw John perform here.
Oh, he was great. He was funny off stage too, but he was just. I ran into him playing like 2.5 months ago. We were both flying to Charlotte, and we both got early boarding, And I didn't know because
so
he walked
funny.
up and
He's one of my favorites.
yeah, and he was struggling to put his cane up there, and he had a bag and stuff like that.
Uh,
And I turned and I go, Spoon. He goes, Shelby, what are you doing? I go, what are you doing? So we both got. I said, we got the pre-boarding, bro. We got to work it out. And then like during the flight, we got up and we talked to each other. But I love John Witherspoon. He was great. He was always so kind, always like encouraging you, and always, hey, gotta stay in there, baby. Gotta hang in there, baby.
That's to coordinate. See, I only know him from movies. I don't
yeah.
remember him doing stand-up, but I do remember.
Yeah, that may have been like because I he was still going up when I first got out here. He was still going up, and he went up for a while.
What year did you get here?
Get like 85, 84,
Yeah,
85.
so I started in 93 and then got real close with Mitzi like 97, 98.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was at her house and she would tell me all these crazy stories and because she was trying to write a book.
Yeah.
And then I would say to her, Mitch, you got to write a book. That's a great story. And she would go, when they all die. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're younger than you. Like, but she told me about John Witherspoon and Letterman being first. They're like really close.
Yeah.
Like they were like best friends. And then Letterman, I forget which show it was, maybe the 10th anniversary, something like that. One of the anniversary shows of the Comedy Store. It was being filmed. It was a big deal. It was either the 10th or the 15th, I forget. And she wasn't going to put Witherspoon on. And Letterman flipped out. And she goes, he fought me tooth and nail to put him on. I didn't want to put him on. I'm not sure why I don't know if she was mad at him at the moment. She got like that.
Yeah,
she would do that.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, Mitzi handpicked me. Mitzi knows everything. And I love Mitzi. She's great. And she had her own great taste. But so many comics tell me that like she didn't believe in things they were doing and then they become like super successful. Like she told Dice that was going to ruin his career day the laughter died.
Yeah.
She told Seinfeld he wasn't funny.
Yeah, she
had her own taste. She had her own eclectic.
She could be on, but she also came from a different generation.
Yeah.
And there's a book out called The Warm Up. It's a Sammy Shore book.
Oh yeah.
And if you read that book, I mean that gives you a lot of insight into this was Sammy's Club and these guys.
Sure.
This was their idea. And
together they had this idea.
Yeah, and he just said he kind of like during the divorce he felt bad because she had the 3 kids and he was always on the road and he said I just gave her the club. Yeah, 4 kids. So I just gave her I just gave it to her in a divorce thing. So.
But see. Just saying that is crazy to me because she told me otherwise.
Yeah. Well, no, and I'm sure.
She told me about schlepping paperwork up and down the steps and having Marvin Mitchelson, who nobody knew, who invented palimony, by the way. He's a beast.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he might be dead, but he literally was like, that was the lawyer. That was her guy.
Right.
And he got her the store. She had a fight for that. They went to court. It wasn't. Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was Sammy Shore's book, so he probably said,
okay.
I just gave it to her.
I get mad. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well,
who's telling the truth? You never know.
There's 2 sides to every story.
3.
3 sides. What that they say, what the other one says, and then the truth.
Somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that TV show, The Affair, on Showtime?
No.
They have it from everybody's perspective. It's not the best show, but it's like the greatest, to me, the like best idea, one of the most
original
ideas that I've seen on TV. So it'd be like if you and I something happened to us, whatever it was, like we were dating, I tell my side of the story, you tell your side of the story, and they're both completely different. It is unbelievable. And I know that's real shit because you talk to people, I'll hear somebody tell a story and I'll be like, wait a minute, I was right there. That didn't happen at all.
Isn't that interesting?
But it's the way that person saw it. And then, like,
what's interesting? You know why I noticed that when I do magic for people, and I a card disappears, and it appears in my wallet, and then it's inside a sealed envelope in the wallet. And
it's terrifying, Jimmy. That's the most frightening thing I've ever heard in my life.
But
I'm afraid of magicians. You know that?
No,
right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, then you're probably not going to the Magic Castle anytime soon.
You're gonna make me disappear.
No, but what happened was. As then you hear somebody else tell the story of the trick. You know the trick. You do it all the time. And I go, and then he never even touched it. And the thing went up over there, and it was unbelievable. Like they retell the story. I go, that's not really what happened. But to hear them tell it, it makes the.
But it's interesting. It's somebody else's perspective.
Yeah, it's how they saw it. Absolutely, I agree with you. But
so it's a real thing. It's just weird. It's just.
And I guarantee you that's absolutely true because you're sitting there and you go, Like, I mean, you go through breakups and stuff, and you see it one way, the other person sees it completely other way,
Yes.
and you go, what?
Yeah,
What?
but that's the whole thing. Like arguing, you're arguing with somebody. You're like, that is not what happened. They're like, yes, it is. And you're like, wait a minute, but you're about to kill each other. See, if they would just film it like this TV show,
Yeah, then you would know. Then you would know. And here's what actually happened.
or
You were dating a narcissist, and when they weren't busy
that's
doing
true because everybody has their fucked upness, whatever it is, narcissism, sociopath.
Oh
which
yeah,
is what I
it's
usually
like, what are you
date.
doing? I got to do my social media. I go, but you don't do anything. That you got to do social media.
Yeah,
Well, I have fans. I go, you work at the fucking Dairy Queen. What are you
yeah,
fucking?
Nobody's coming to see you at the Gap. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
I mean,
stop.
you
They're
know
not
what I'm saying,
watching you
like-
fold cotton. It's never happening.
Yeah, it's gotten a little ridiculous. I was talking to this Lyft driver on the way over, and he's going, these people. I heard these girls in the back. They're talking about their fans. I go, what did they do? Were they singers? I guess not. They were just people that were preferring to
No,
people.
we're just hot. Like, we don't have pants. I don't have pants. I show my twat. I don't have crabs. Everybody loves it. I'm not dry. I'm wet. What?
But
Like, I need to be hot girl confident is what I need. Who are you texting? You sending dick pics?
no. You need to
Yes.
be hot girl confident.
Yeah, because these girls have no talent whatsoever.
I got news for you. I don't know who used it, but hot chicks think they're ugly. Ugly chicks think they're hot. Fat girls think they're skinny. Skinny girls think they're fat. I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore, bro. I can't even keep track of well, you guys figure it out and get fucking back to me. It's fucking like I've never.
We're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna have a meeting of all the. All right, listen. You know you're fat, right? You gotta stop wearing a half top, and then you gotta put that away.
Yeah.
We'll just start yelling, and the skinny girl, please take the sweatsuit off and put that outfit on. Like, you know what I
And
mean?
fucking
Like,
here, have a cheeseburger.
well, yes, eat something. But here's the thing: nobody's ever happy because we never feel like I don't feel like I'm ugly. I love hot girls can be like, watch me do this, and then they open like a can and they're like, hello, and
Like here's the
I'm like,
thing.
wait, you're not. That's no talent at all.
Here's the thing. I can't. I mean, like I can't even fucking get involved in what am I? I need to have a conversation with somebody. I mean, what are you?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that you have followers, but I don't want to see all the spokes in your asshole. I'm not interested.
This week on the Jimmy Shubert Show, I'm going to swallow this little camera. You're all going to take a ride through my lower intestine. Whoever guesses the correct amount of polyps will get 4 free tickets to my next show at the Chuckle Hut in Huntsville, Alabama. I mean, what the fuck? How much information do I need to know about fucking somebody?
By the way, if you can guess if my asshole's bleached or not, you get an extra bonus
I
round.
know,
and I will come
everybody's-
out and shake your hand.
Everybody's doing the bleach in the asshole. I'm trying to find somebody to darken mine up, make it look like it's been used, like an old catcher's mitt. Because I got that Irish skin. I'm very pale and pink. and
Samesies.
I want to darken that up. I want to get a permanent tattoo and a razor.
Yes. What do you want? I'm gonna get like little spokes. I'm gonna have my spokes, on the
Like a little
wheelhouse.
like a little wagon wheel, wagon wheel,
little bike tire.
and
Maybe put a little card in the spoke as it goes around.
and that little that leather Cheerio will be the center of the
Leather
wagon.
Cheerio. Now you're hitting on me.
Now you get me
What's the
moist, baby. Now you get me stiffer than a gay cell at a Ricky Martin concert. This is comfortable.
So gay.
So gay.
That's really gay to get a heart on at a Ricky Martin concert at a sailor convention.
yeah. That was
That's
the kind of that was
super
gay.
Like, I feel uncomfortable. I suck dick and I'm offended. No? All
No.
right. Let's let that go.
Let's let it go. Let's let it
I
go.
feel like Lester. I interviewed Willie Tyler and Lester, and he brought Lester.
Oh yeah, well of course he did. It's good to see that puppet back on track because that guy the puppet had a $300 a day pledge habit. Make me shinier, make me shinier. No, actually, he almost lost a puppet. True story. He got termites in his right leg. They almost had to take it off. Listen, here's the thing. Listen. Don't you think the world would be a much better place if ventriloquists could just get along with the dummies?
That's true. But
Because they're always fighting, aren't they?
I'm putting you in your bag. And then you just see the bag bouncing around. Get me out of here.
Let me out. But no,
This is abuse.
you say
I'm filing charges.
you say you're afraid of I'm afraid of fucking ventriloquists.
I'm afraid of a lot of things. like that. Like
I'm not afraid to ride a unicycle with no seat on it, but I am afraid of ventriloquists.
How could you be? That leather Cheerio comes wide
That's
open.
why.
That came out wrong. You know what I'm saying. But you could puncture your nutsack. You got to be careful.
No, you gotta be careful when you're riding seatless on a unicycle.
Me? What? Just in case I have a tickle in my throat. What do you mean?
No,
For me, it goes all the way through.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I hope you're not watching that. Here's the thing. My brother Tommy will play these for my mom. Or no, he'll just be playing them out loud, and my mother will be like, "Is that Eleanor?" And then he turns it, and I say the worst thing possible.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's a constant. So I apologize. My mom hates me. I'm number 8, though.
Yeah.
You know, she's got other kids.
You know what?
I'm gonna forget that one.
Person with no enemies has no character. That's what
What's that?
I said. Somebody with no enemies has no character. That's what I say. I'm sure there's plenty of people who fucking hate me too.
Okay, so let's talk about the Comedy Store stuff because that's what we do, the Comedy Store podcast.
Talk about the podcast.
No, these are things we've been like asking people lately. Like one of your favorite moments at the Comedy Store. I know it's hard because I know I've been here so goddamn long.
You know,
isn't it weird to think about though? Like,
yes, I mean, I've been here 30 years, man. I started working here in like '85. It's like we have
those magical nights sometimes where it's
fun.
It's not even about going on stage.
The other night, late night with Don Barris, I was laughing. So much fun. But I think my favorite thing was when I drove Sam Kinnis off stage on a motorcycle, and we actually lived to talk about it in the main room. And it could have
so you drove in open those double doors.
Yeah, but
off Sunset.
No, but after you realize I came in off Sunset, the doors were kind of like one was open, the other was closed, and I just kind of pushed my bike up inside. So
there's only like 2 little steps first, and then another 2.
Yeah, it's not much. And back then there wasn't that big giant that circular Comedy Store sign that wasn't there.
Oh, I see.
That wasn't there.
So that big pole in the middle, though, were they there?
No, they weren't. There was nothing back there. So I was just sitting back there on my motorcycle. It was like 2:15.
And it was idling? No.
No, it was off. I was just sitting on it. And and the guy goes, "Are you going to drive that out there?" I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, it's never been done before." And
Who said it? Was it a door guy?
Biff Maynard.
Biffy.
Yeah.
Hi, Biffy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Biffy, huh?
That's hilarious. So,
that was my favorite.
He goes, if you're going out there, you need a joke. He goes, just drive out stage, last call. By the way, your ride's here. And Kinnison was on stage going, he's doing his act. And I fired it up. And I went,
and is it packed? The main room's packed.
On a Monday night, it was packed.
Holy shit.
And I just drove out there, and he knew the bike was coming because he heard it then. And then he kind of moved off to the side, and I drove out. And I came down the steps. I had these mirrored sunglasses on with a long trench coat. I go, it's last call. By the way, your ride's here. And he was like, he was looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I didn't realize
was it at the end of his act?
Yeah, it was at the end of it. No, it was at the end of it.
And
I didn't realize at the time, but he was scared to death of fucking motorcycles because he was terrified. And so he goes, let's do it. And he just threw down the microphone.
Jimmy.
And he jumps on the back. And I popped that bitch in the gear. And I had this like a door.
Was he holding on
death
to you
grip on my rib cage.
That's my appendix. Let go.
And I got up the steps, which was cool.
Because there's steps up and then.
Right. And then I made the turn. And we went down the steps. But people were jumping into those little side dressing rooms to get out of the fucking way.
Of course.
I got out of the way. And I fucking slid up on the gas tank a little bit, and I popped that door with my foot, and right on the Sunset. We finally get up to La Cienega, and I make the U-turn. And he goes, you're a crazy motherfucker. And he was yelling, you're a crazy motherfucker. Like he was fucking. And then.
Did Mitzi lose her shit?
No, but as we pull up, there's like 40 people had run out of the building because they heard the bike go ripping through the building.
Yeah.
So they were out the front door to see what the fuck happened. So we come back, and there's like 40 people. And I'm going, woo! Applauding. And then he jumped off the bike. and I had to go because I had to get up and work at the law firm the next day. So I drove over to work, and I went to work, and I didn't see him.
Wait a minute. You drove over to work?
No, I drove over to I obviously slept, and I got up.
Oh, okay. I got nervous. It was that late that you're like, well, I'll just go in.
No, and I didn't see him for like 2 weeks.
Sam?
Yeah, and I walk in the back room here in the back bar, and then Jimmy Shubert, you crazy motherfucker, get over here. And I didn't realize, and he's standing with the Rain Newman and Randy Quaid. And he was fucking telling, he goes, you got to hear the story. And he's telling him the story. I didn't really think anything of it, but to hear him tell a story, it sounded awful fucking cool.
See? The other perspective.
Yeah, the other perspective, exactly.
You don't know what happened. This bike came out.
This guy comes out, picks me up on the motorcycle, and he's fucking
He grabbed me by the hair? What? Wait,
yeah,
that's not true at all.
So, but yeah, that was kind of a story. But after that, I mean, I was kind of like in Lake Flynn with that gang, and we actually wound up touring and stuff like that. And so
that was called the
Outlaws of Comedy.
Outlaws of Comedy.
Yeah, we did it. We did that tour, and with our boy LeBeau, Alan Stevens, Mitch Walters,
Carl LeBeau,
the great Carl LeBeau.
We've had him on. Carl, we had Alan on. We didn't have Mitchell, and obviously we can't have Sam, but maybe he'll visit. Sam. Anyway, I never met him. Do you know how sad that is? No, he died in 92. I started in 93.
Oh, you would have loved him. You would love him. He could be really charming at times. I mean, he was a damaged guy. He certainly a drug addict,
the land of misfits.
No, but I mean, he was. I seen him be so like when he gave money to Sally Marr, Lenny Bruce's mom, because she was living in poverty. I mean, Sam was capable of great acts of kindness, and he was generous. But he also, the flip side of that was he was an absolute fucking drug addict and an alcoholic. And
he definitely was bipolar.
Yeah, there was maybe something like that. I don't know.
Something along those lines.
But, certainly, but it would always buy pizzas for everybody. We'd go get 10, 15 pizzas delivered here and feed everybody.
Sure.
Everybody.
And that's what I'm saying. I've heard stories like that. I've heard stories like, other shit, crazy shit, with guns.
Yeah, but like you said, guns and coke and all that stuff. And
Carl has a great story about guns and coke.
You know what's funny? When I first moved back out here, like in '97, I drove across the country in my Toyota Camry, and I had a little trailer because I was just bringing just enough because I was still living in Florida. I was going back and forth, but I had.
Oh, you mean this is the '90s?
Yeah. When I came back out after Sam died in '92, and then I took 5 years and went and lived in Florida and worked on my writing and got really good with my stand up, and then. I crashed Montreal. I had a development deal, and I said, all right, now I can move back, because I got something to work on. And so Carl LeBeau, I got to town. I drove cross country, and I get to town. I go, hey man, so Carl goes, come on over, man, I'll help you unload. So we're unloaded, and I get this trailer that I want to take off my car. Okay. I want to just leave it out there. I got it insured. Nobody's going to steal the fucking trailer. You know what I mean? Who's going to steal the trailer? I said, why don't we just handcuff it to the tree or just going to put a chain around it and leave it on the... And so he goes, well, it'll fit down. Let me see if it'll fit in your garage. So he gets, and he wants to put it in. I go, no, we're not going to put it in the garage. We're never going to... Oh, my God. So we bring down the thing. It puts it in the garage. And then we should have had a bucket to rest it on, but we didn't. And he sets it all the way down. Well, the back of the thing goes up, hits a water pipe. The pipe breaks. And the water starts gushing into the landlord's open window of his car. And I was like, it was coming the fuck out. We're running back and forth. It's up to our fucking shins. It was up, it was mid shin. It was how deep it was. And it's about.
And this guy's car.
But I threw a blanket on to try to keep it fucking from going in the window, which I finally did. But the water, and people are coming home from work wanting to take a hot shower. God. And the fire department's called, and they're looking for the valve to shut it off, and they finally shut it off. And there was a giant puddle in the fucking garage. And the fucking, I go, hey, I'm the new neighbor.
Hey guys, I'm in 4B. Come on over.
Yeah. Hey, I'm your new neighbor.
We're all having a bath.
That's hilarious. And fucking me and LeBeau were fucking drenched. And you got to hear LeBeau tell us. a couple of fucking gavones over there fucking moving into the...
I always say this. I mean, I know I maybe have said it to you, but the Outlaws of Comedy, you guys should write books.
No, I'm out.
All on your different perspective. Like Alan Stevens, I don't know how Mitch is doing.
Well, Alan Stevens would just tell the same story in every chapter, and then I said, that won't be so funny now, will it? And then, I love Alan. He'll tell you
Alan's
the same.
One of my favorite people, but yes, he gets on repeat.
No, he gets to tell you the same story 20 times. No, exactly. It would be it would be the
Also,
same.
he gets real serious on a podcast. I'm like, Alan, what happened to that fucking hilarious story you told me the other night? Like, all of a sudden he gets.
Yeah. No, and
He's business. He's a business guy, which is weird. And he's one of the funniest people.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, I mean, he's going through something a lot like Carl is as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he talks to Carl all the time, and I talk
Okay,
to Carl,
good.
so
Good.
but it's they're just, Mitchell, all those guys that I toured with are all having health problems and stuff, and so I'm just, Carl and Mitchell and
Do they all talk? Does Mitchell?
Yeah, I
Because
think
Mitchell's in Long Island, right?
yeah, Mitch is Long Island, Carl's in Vegas, and Alan's kind of was up there visiting not too long ago, and so they kind
Okay.
of visited and stuff. But they're just, I mean, it's yeah, I keep them all. I can't look. They're
Comedy Store legendary.
Yeah, I keep them all in my prayers. I'm praying for them all. I'm hoping it works out because they're all dealing with their own little
Yeah.
stuff. So,
And it sucks because I mean they lived such a life. I mean we all, I can't say I have. I didn't party but
no,
you guys party.
No, you did the smart thing. You didn't party, and you did the smart thing.
But I don't know if that's smart or bad.
But I wouldn't condone that for anybody. I mean, even for me, I was never that guy. It was just always fucking available.
There, no,
it was just always.
I've seen it.
I told my brother, I said, I've been doing this coke, and I never buy it. It's not like, but it's just always
Right.
there. Someone always. And it was amazing. Even on nights we tried to be like clean.
Especially in the 80s.
Even on nights we tried to be like fucking clean. We went to the fucking Rainbow Room. We had fucking
That's
food.
the worst place to go.
I know we had, but we went. We just had chicken noodle soup and pizza. Everything was going fucking fine, Eleanor.
No, Jimmy.
And from the
I've
fucking
lost friends in there.
no, but we got in my car. We drive and hit that first light out of the rainbow, that first light there. And Artie, our buddy, pulls next to us in his limo. And he goes, hey, he goes, you got any shit? He goes, yeah, I got some shit. And then we proceeded to drive down Sunset Boulevard.
Well, you're full. You got to burn it off.
And
Jimmy.
I'm trying to get close to the car so Sam can reach out and grab the bag and go back to Sam's place and we could do a couple bumps. But I swear to God, we scored like a gram a blow driving down Sunset Boulevard. And handed the fucking
just pulling close.
And this is Artie. This guy had a limo company, and he was always and hung out with him. But great guy. But it's funny. One time we were there, but this time we had gone to AA. We're like in AA. I think we were in AA 88 days. We're clean, sober.
Is that Mitzi made you, or you?
No,
did it yourself?
we did it ourselves.
Okay.
I came back from Vegas. I had to get a CAT scan. I thought I had fucking brain damage. I mean, these
God
guys.
forbid, a million times over. Yeah.
So
Knocking wood.
anyway,
By the way, one time I said something weird, and Willie and Lester, he was like, "Knock on Lester." I almost threw up. Go
that's
ahead.
hilarious. But so we were at the Rainbow
Sorry.
Room, and Sam's sponsors in AA were Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
And
my
Steven Tyler.
God.
And Steven Tyler. And
Stop it.
Ozzy Osbourne was Sam's sponsor. And so we were there at the Rainbow Room again, just having fucking pizza, and because the pizza was fucking delicious, no
Pizza's
question.
amazing at Rainbow, by the way.
Yeah, and the chicken noodle soup was great. And we used to go back to go, fiesta, mucho fiesta. And all the time we go, mucho fiesta, like they all knew us. And so Ozzy, we're sitting in the back booth, we just ate our food, and here comes Ozzy, and he's got this Dr. Seuss hat, and he's banging off the walls. Sam!
My sponsor, folks.
Sam, how are you? Sam, he goes, fuck it. And Sam looks at me and goes, all right, I gotta fucking let's get some pot here. I can barely out, make it always saying. Sam looks at me and goes, I got sober for 88 days. And I said, fuck it, I already have a keychain. So next thing you know, Ozzy,
Oh, my God.
Ozzy, and Sam were in the back of the bathroom. We're doing fucking pumps.
Jimmy.
And fucking Artie's out front in his limo. And so they got a guy coming and goes, just fucking tell him to jump in the back of the limo. So fucking Sam gets in. Sam gets in across. I get in this way. Ozzy's sitting next to Sam. And the blow dealer gets in and sits next to me on the side chair. And Ozzy goes, do you believe in evil? Do you believe in the power of the dark forces? Do you believe it? And this fucking blow dealers just trying to go, no, I try to be positive. I try to stay positive. I try to do good, try to stay positive.
He's got a cross in his
He's a Holywood. He's fucking, and fucking Ozzy goes, that's a shame because you're going to have a series of very bad dreams for the next few nights. And I go, oh, Jesus, fucking, Satan can't control his drinking problem, but he's going to curse your fucking life for fucking 3 days. I mean, the fucking stories. These guys, these fucking maniacs,
But that's what I'm saying. It was endless. And in the 80s, it was just a party. Like I said, I didn't party, but I would find myself like, what are you doing in this situation? You're not even part of it, but you're still, for some reason, I would get in these crazy situations.
It's funny. I guess all that stuff makes you who you were, and you probably.
Yeah.
But I was just lung enough. I'm glad I outgrew it and I got rid of it. And even towards the end with Sam, I mean, Sam started taking pills. He would get like angry and kind of mean, and I just want to be around it,
Yeah.
And so.
But see, I feel like it didn't impede you like it impedes a lot of people. Like it didn't stop. You never stopped in this business. You always had a special out. You always had something going on. You never not worked.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Because when I was touring with Sam, we would go into these markets, and I would call the comedy clubs. I remember the Professional Comedians Association. They had that little book. It was like back in the 80s, and they had a collection of all the comedy clubs, all the contact information.
I didn't know that, but from you, I do what you tell this because I love this. That you
so I would
them.
go. So I would get the hotel rooms. I would call the clubs and say, "Hey, listen, my name is Jimmy Shubert. I'm a comedian. I'm opening for Sam Kinnis tonight. I'm going to leave you guys 4 tickets, 2 for the owner and 2 for the booker. If they want to come, we'll give you backstage pass." I go, "Oh, are you kidding me? That would be awesome."
Blah, blah, blah.
And so they would all come out. They would see the show, and I'm doing 20 minutes in front of Sam, and they would, and obviously you had a great set. And they go, "Yeah, man, let's have you back. Let's, and you treat him like royalty." And Sam would be very gracious to him. And bada bing, and sometimes he'd pop in their club and do a guest set. And if that happened, I knew I was getting booked back. And that's what I did. And literally, I would come off tour with Sam after doing 70 cities, circle back around.
Yep.
Circle back around. I would actually be getting booking dates. Like I would
while you were touring?
Yeah, while I was touring. So when I got off tour, and I would come, and Sam said that to me. We were at his Malibu place one time. We were just kind of hanging out, and he said, "How come you're the only fucking guy on tour? You come off tour, you go back out, you never have to borrow money, you pay your bills. I never have to."
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not impeding you. You were like a partier, but you weren't like a partier. Like
no. And I said to him, well, because I booked myself back out. I told him what I was doing. And he said, "Could you do that for some of the other guys?" I said, "Yeah, I would do it for some of the other guys if." And so I started.
If you could trust them.
Well, yeah, but because one of the guys you booked fucking put graffiti all over the inside of a fucking comedy condo.
Oh, geez.
And that was fucking like just because he was a fucking dick or whatever. But but I also got to learn business. I got to do work with these people and stuff like that, because you realize
this is a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, but that's what my thing was. I was always trying to get back out and trying to get booked back out. I was constantly trying to get back out because look, Sam was great and being with Sam was great, but Sam was not going to save you any fucking time. Sam,
right.
There was no shortcuts. It actually took me a little bit out. I wish I was as focused afterwards as focused as I was, because it's just it could get out. I was like a fucking kid, man. I was 25, 26, touring with one of the most controversial comedians in America at the fucking time.
In the world, I think.
In the world, on a fucking tour bus, fucking partying and strip clubs and fucking Steak and Shake and fucking all, and we're watching fucking movies on. I mean, just it was fucking the greatest kind of adventure journey of my life. And recently, I just got back from India.
Which is
my
awesome.
friend Russell Peters,
who
was the judge on the last season I was on, Last Comic Standing. And I always had a great affection for him because he was always so kind to me in those judging things.
He's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
He really is. Genuinely, truly.
It's my mom and then Russell.
That's hilarious.
Great.
No,
he's
but
so nice.
I had an affection for him before. But when you go to India with him, he's like the Elvis of India. But he runs this first class fucking operation. Everything is fucking first class, first rate. He works with some of the greatest people. He's got these 2 camera guys and an events coordinator that put these shows together and put all this stuff together. I mean, man, it really, and like you said, he's to watch him interact with his fans, and then to watch a show every night. He's so he's doing 6,000 seats, and like you feel like it's a 200-seat comedy club because he's so makes it so intimate. And you look at his audience, and there's sheiks and Muslims and Indians.
It's so diverse.
and women, and so he's really been cultivating these markets probably for the last 10 years over there, and so it was just great to be a part of it. I was so
Like he
honored that he asked me to go. You know,
yeah, he's one of the people that you just root for because no
all the
matter
time.
what, he's always been like the nicest. Even if he doesn't know you, oh hey Matt, like he's not like cunty or,
No, it's authentic. It's like
hmm
I say,
it's not phony. Yeah.
no, you go, man, boy, if I said this guy, like, I would tear a page out of his playbook. Go, that's the way you be when you have that kind of success. You know.
Exactly. One of my favorite things you told me was when you were in India. Your joke you were doing about the hamburger.
Oh, yeah. I was a fucking idiot. I fly for 24 straight hours. I get there. I didn't get a chance to nap or anything. I got jet lag like a motherfucker. I feel like I just get sucker punched in the back of the head. And I go out and Russell goes, it's just like America, man. They have the internet. They know what's going on.
They get it.
They get it. They get Netflix. And I go out. And I'm doing a hamburger press joke. They don't eat red meat.
They don't eat hamburger. They worship cows.
Yeah,
in
I
India.
know.
Like,
One
worship cows.
one of those things I left off the fucking
Checklist.
But I was jet lagged like a mother jumper, and
I would have done the same thing.
I
Like
know,
your
but-
brain
and
just
they're
goes,
staring at me.
oh, they get
But
it.
you know what you love? I did do Larry over there, which they loved. I would do Larry. I would do the fish thing. They loved that. But yeah, after that first night, he goes, I would shelve the hamburger thing from now on because it was so funny because we were in India for like
They're probably looking like, what is this guy talking about?
yeah.
Why would you do that to a cow?
Yeah.
He's going to burst into flames.
we
Like, that's sacrilegious. That's hysterical. That's so fucking funny.
but we were there for like 12 days.
Yeah.
And Russell was there. Like,
you got to adjust, too.
well, no, but you know, we was telling him about we was like telling him about the Indian food. Oh, you got to try some of this. This is great, and different stuff, and you know, his
I
mom
mean, he's
and,
Indian, but he's from Canada.
yeah, but his mom and dad are from there, and
Yeah.
and you know, and he's really wanted to learn all about it and stuff like that. He does it in his act, but man,
Doesn't he speak Mandarin?
I think he speaks a couple languages.
Oh, no, I know
or
he's a couple, but Mandarin always impressed me the most.
certainly enough to get him by on stage. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Like, but boy, it was a great trip. A lot of fun. So much fun. And boy, what a once in a lifetime experience. It was so cool to have that. But as soon as we left India, we landed in Kuwait and we set out for fucking cheeseburgers at the Shake Shack. They had a Shake Shack up there. We'll go some fucking double
They had
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger? Wait, they have a Shake Shack in Kuwait?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to get
Fucking
out
A.
more.
Yeah, they do. It's a Muslim country. And there's no booze in the country. There's no, you're not
No
allowed
booze, but we got a Shake Shack.
You want to hear the funniest story?
Boy, America
So my
gets
buddy Rory,
involved.
my buddy Rory Campbell, who I met in Dublin, he's from Derry up north where all the troubles are.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
but, so
Practically
but he's-
English, if you will.
Yeah, but he's
Sorry.
from Northern Ireland. But he
We won't talk
saw
about
that I was going to be in Kuwait. He goes, "Hey, Matt, you're coming over to Kuwait. Guess where I am?" I said, "Fucking Kuwait, you fucking troublemaker." He goes, "I am in Kuwait." I said, "Well, listen, see if you can't get us a bottle of whiskey. I hear it's dry over there." He goes, "I'll do my best, man." So this fucking guy
Of course. You probably
reaches-
keistered it in.
reaches out to his friend who's a Polish special forces officer, and they found us some booze in fucking Kuwait where you couldn't fucking. You couldn't.
I could just see him bringing the actual ingredients to like make moonshine, like to make it himself.
Yeah, but it's a real Muslim country where they won't.
You're not allowed. Yeah.
No, not only that, but also unaccompanied women cannot come up to your room.
Of course not. They shouldn't anyway.
Found that out the hard way. No, nobody.
She has to come with a camel?
No,
What?
no, they're not allowed in your room.
Of course. I didn't even think they were allowed to talk to you.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. But actually, to tell you the truth, Kuwait was fucking awesome.
Who's their president? Pence?
I
Kidding.
I don't know, but boy, I came out. I was looking at the audience, and they're sitting in traditional Arab garb. Like there was a lot of people in
Wow.
traditional Arab garb, and I'm walking up, going, "Okay, here comes the white infidel."
Does that
I
make
said,
you
"I'm going
nervous?
down. I'm going down like an Iraqi fighter pilot." But they actually happen to be a really great. They happen to be
You
a.
said that thing.
No, but I kept making fun of myself about how white I am. It was 100 degrees. It was 100.
my
I saw
God.
people driving around today in oven mitts. What's with you people?
You-
You know you can move, right? You know you can move. I said you can't get booze. It's 100 degrees outside. You know you can move, right?
Mitzi's favorite Kinnison joke.
What's that? Oh, move to the yeah.
You know what grows here?
Nothing.
You know what grows in sand?
Nothing. You know what's going to grow here? Nothing. It's fucking sand. No, we had this great idea. We figured we'd come out with some U-Hauls and we pack up all your shit and we'll go. We're making one trip. And we move you people to where the food is. And we won't have to fucking
We
send
don't
you.
have to ship it. It's
Yeah.
like,
No.
so silly.
Such a great.
Remember the sand joke?
Yeah.
Like that was her. That was it. That's all she gave you on the joke. So you had
Yeah.
to look it up. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
what's the
that's-
sand
yeah.
joke?
Yeah, I have my own stories. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
With how
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful. It's a Comedy Store podcast.
Mitzi's here. She loves it.
she
We talk.
knows.
I talk
She
shit all the
knows.
time
She
on
knows.
her.
She knows.
We had her. I was doing Mitzi impressions, and Kyle Dunnigan was doing Argus, and he was donkey punching me. And then we had Annie Letterman playing Paulie. It really was funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then me and Kyle looked at Annie when she tried to do Paulie, and she was like, "I'm not good at impressions."
I'm not good at impressions. That's the worst impression. Dude, Kyle Dunnigan's fucking Instagram page kills
Oh my
me.
god!
That's so funny. I love the No, I got the fucking shit things. I'm fucking quite spoken. I quit smoking. I got the fucking shit thing. I mean, it's just hilarious. I mean, I just,
He's
you know what I,
so
you know what,
silly.
you know what I do love about the Comedy Store. And I was thinking about this the other night. Is every night here, it's like a comedy festival. You got to hang out with some of the most original, funniest, fucking
Bizarro.
nicest, and some of the craziest fucking people. But you also some of the fucking funniest, most original stand-up artists working today, and you get to watch them, and they're pals.
And you
of
watch
yours.
them grow,
And you watch them grow. I mean, I always had an eye on Sebastian. I mean, I would always encourage Sebastian. And back in the day, go, man, you're onto something here. I've been watching you, man. I go, you're really kind of clicking.
And he
into something."
wasn't good. I love Sebastian with all my heart and soul. And when he started, it wasn't great.
No,
And
but-
his showcase was brutal.
But
And
but nobody was, you know.
no. But I remember when, because I've seen people showcase like
Yeah.
5-10 times. I've seen people showcase once and get in. I've seen people showcase 7 years. Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
And you know, it took forever. It was an event the night Ari got passed. We
Yeah.
knew he was getting passed.
Yeah.
Mitzi was coming in to pass him.
That's great.
Like finally, this piece of shit.
Well, you know, it's
I'm just
funny,
kidding.
but because it means something.
But
you know?
that's how many times he showcased,
Yeah.
and I believe him and Shandling have the longest running showcase.
Oh yeah, for
Like-
before getting past.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying Sebastian. I remember when he did it, and I remember being like, and I saw his check next to his name, and I was like, oh, fuck, wow, okay.
You know what's great? Is
And
that-
then she said years later when he started killing it, you know, because he focused and he worked so hard on it.
Yeah.
She was like, I surprised
Well, it's 'cause-
myself
'cause
with that one.
yeah, she probably made him because
Mitch,
he
you
had to
remember
work
that,
so because
Mitch? No.
he probably had to work so hard to get it that
Exactly.
that he because
He wound up getting demoted a little bit.
Yeah, anything that comes easy, you know, anything that comes hard, you really have to work at. But it's funny you mentioned Garry Shandling. I remember watching Garry Shandling. Like he was like one of my favorite guys to watch.
my
I mean, he
God.
just had some great jokes. I love watching Garry Shandling. Truly one of my favorites to watch. And he would come in the main room and he would do like jokes, but he was always working on something.
Sure.
And he was
His writing is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
But he was but he was doing his joke about contact lenses and they were so thick. And he did a couple like
Coke bottle.
like yeah, like that. I said, and I said and he kept hitting it. I said, my contact lenses are so thick. When I walked down the street at night, cars hit their high beams at me. Was a joke I came up with, and I went back. I said, you know, you were doing that whole thing. I said, why don't you say my contacts are so thick when I walked down the street and that cars hit their high beams at me? He goes, oh, that's great, you know. And he wrote it down, which was cool. And then I got to sit there and talk with him for 20 minutes about stand-up comedy.
Oh my God.
Which is great.
How cool is that?
And so I was like, yeah.
He's one of my absolute favorites.
No, he really was. And he was so gracious. And we're sitting there, and then fucking Louis Anderson goes, okay, class is over for today. And I go, well, we're sitting there having the fucking moment. You got to ruin it. You fucking. Anyway.
Who did that? I think it was Bob Saget. One night we were in the backstage in the main room. And yeah, they can see you, Jimmy. You don't have to mime it. You can just
That's
ask.
okay.
I mean, at this point,
At this point,
it's
whatever.
very professional down
Okay.
here. I'll pull my pants back up. Anyway, so sorry, Mom. And so we were telling ghost stories, and Bob Saget, I think it was Jeff Ross, some other friends, just whatever. So we turned the lights on so they can go in the main room.
Right.
So we were telling stories back there, and then Bob Saget made a joke. It made me laugh so hard, made me giggle because it was so silly. He said if you were in the dark and it was Garry Shandling, Louis Anderson, and Mitzi, and you have to figure out which one is Mitzi. You can't
That's
see them.
hilarious. Yeah, I know, right?
But they all be like, they do all talk like that. And then
That's-
I was like, and Roseanne. And he was like, oh, she gets in there too sometimes. But she's so high pitched. They kind of have the, like Louis. I'm doing it wrong. I'm butchering Bob Saget's joke. I apologize, Bob. We're fellow Philadelphians. Calm down.
Philly, 215 in the house, bro.
Correct. Don't ask me where that came from. I have no idea. That's all my dad says is correct, girl. So no, where's one of your favorite places you visited other than India, obviously? Because you've done Jerusalem, haven't you?
I've done Israel. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, Macau, Beijing, the Netherlands, Brussels, Kosovo.
So when you go to
Ireland.
those places, well, Ireland, I mean, most of the English speaking, but when you go to all the places in China, like, how are you?
Expats, all expats. They have like communities of 25,000 English speaking expats,
Isn't
people,
that crazy?
South Africa, Canada, Australia, Americans. They all, and they have nothing to do in fucking China. So they'll
What
love
could
to,
you do in China?
but they would love to come out and they would have come out. I mean, I went over there in the early years of the Kung Fu comedy when it was fun.
Kung Fu comedy, isn't that racist, Jimmy?
No, it's because it's in China, and they call it. But I was over there with Butch Bradley. Butch Bradley. Butch
Oh my God,
Bradley.
Butch! Butch is a second shout out on the Comedy Star
Yeah, I
podcast.
know.
So 3 more and you get your wings, buddy.
But
Well,
yeah,
one more,
I was
I
over
mean.
there with Butch. We
You know
we
what
would
I
have fun, and but I mean, I just think about this sometimes. This life has been so crazy. I've had so many great adventures in my life, and so
Yes.
many fun shows, and so many great shows, and so many different life. So I think about it like I'm starting to, because
Imagine if you sat behind a desk.
like I'm doing now.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I no.
That came out
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Actually,
We're going to go to the Rainbow after this. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're going to the Rainbow.
Rainbow.
See Artie.
I went to the Rainbow with Freddie Soto and my other friend. We'll just call her Manhattan. All right. And she was a waitress here. You remember. Real cute, dark hair. I didn't want to say her real name.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying. So we go with her. I have enough money for my lunch. This is a long time ago. So I'm in acting class. I'm paying for all kinds of shit that's not going to work out. So I have no money. Freddie Soto, he was still driving the postal truck at that point that didn't go in reverse. Always funny. We got in a car accident and the guy was like, "Can you back up?" He's like, "I can't." We had to push it. Anyway, so it was like real hard times. But our friend, Manhattan, was kind of going through some shit. And so we went and we're sitting at the Rainbow and she goes, "I'm going to go use the bathroom." We had ordered food. "I'm going to go use the bathroom." I'm like, all right. And we didn't see her for 3 more days. The Rainbow is like the worst place to go if you're trying to get sober. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Because we were like, should we go? And then both of us are sitting there and we're like, we're not paying for our food. We don't have any money. She left. Like, we had enough for what we ordered. We didn't have enough for her food.
And you didn't see her for
left
3 days.
3 days.
That's hilarious. That can
Oh
happen.
my God. I was like, don't ever go upstairs in the Rainbow because you don't come back down.
I used to run that joint.
The Rainbow?
Oh, I used to.
Well,
I would-
Mario?
all-
Yeah,
all
he was the
over-
best.
All over the place. They had all the little secret nooks and crannies. It was like this place. And I was like, and I would go there with Sam all the time. It was like royalty. Yo, Jimbo, what's up? Hey, mucho fiesta. The whole wait staff.
When you would go back now, is it all new?
No,
'Cause
yeah,
Mario
I
died.
haven't been there in forever, but I mean, I remember sitting there with David Lee Roth and all these
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Like, I mean, just like it was like a who's who.
Every
and
time I've
fucking
been there,
Billy
it's like
Idol,
that.
and it's just like fucking crazy.
Axel could just
Yeah,
be
but this is in
sitting-
the '80s, man. These guys,
when it was real.
they weren't even
Okay,
joking.
Fine.
They weren't even joking.
Yeah, they were real. In the 80s, they were just hanging out. because most of them were still coming. Well,
Yeah, they all were coming up.
not David, but yeah, I mean,
And all those guys would come out to see Sam. I mean, I've never seen
Oh,
anything
yeah.
I've never seen like a comic like all famous people would come in to see him. Like they like
Yeah.
you come in the back of the room, it's John Landis, Penny Marshall, fucking Eric Clapton, fucking Phil Collins. You know, I mean, he had
Yeah.
like a group of like famous people. Like word on the street was you got to see this guy.
yeah,
And so Sam had this like really kind of like loyal following of like celebrities that would come in and see him
Yeah.
all the time. I mean, shit, he brought me out. He goes. I remember at one point on one of the tours, I was renting a place out in Malibu at the Malibu Bay Club, and Carl lived down the street, and Sam lived further down the street. But I was stopping. I was on my way out, and I would stop. I go, "Hey Sam, what's up, Shubby?" He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Nothing. Why? What's going on?" He goes, "Stallone just called. He wants to go have dinner. You want to come with us?" I goes,
Stallone.
No.
I do this monologue. Of course, I want to come.
No, it's fucking hilarious. So I go, no, I want to go. I got 2 bags of laundry I got to take care of. I'd love to hang out. So we went and hung out with Stallone, and we went to this. There was a Chinese restaurant out there at Point Dune in Malibu, and it literally was Sam was sitting at Stallone was sitting at the head of the table. Sam was over here, and I was here, and we're talking about Abraham Lincoln and Philly and all that
That's
stuff. And he was
hilarious.
so great, man. It's just such a what a cool fun night.
I love when celebrities come to see a comic. Like Sam was a big one. He's considered a rock and roll comic. Also, Dice is a
Yeah.
rock and roll comic,
Yeah.
if you will. I mean, he went on the road. He did open shows with Axel. I mean, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
He did the Rose Bowl, 100,000 people.
Yeah,
He's
dude, I
amazing.
actually brought.
But it was so. I feel like it was so much more fun that way back in the day because
I brought him up in front of.
The
I
rock
brought
band.
up Dice in front of the Red Hot Chili Peppers
it's
at the Palace.
amazing.
At the Palace, when this is how long ago this is. He came out in these fucking lime green stretch pants and this fucking purple tuxedo shirt with a ruffle on the front.
Dice?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up.
No, listen to this. Listen to this. This is a true
Do you have
story.
a picture of this?
No, and I came out and I would come out and go, and I would introduce him, and he would come, no, they told me, and he would do this character.
Oh shit!
And
The
we go,
Buddy Love
yeah,
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boo,
sure,
boo. He goes, no, you being mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get my brother, and he would jump off and take it off and flip up the hair. And, you got. Then he would come out and just took a more like one over the crowd that was killing. But I mean, he went from they told me that character he does.
He commits like nobody I've ever seen to
Oh.
a dumb character. The dumber, the better.
No
the more, yeah,
No
street
shenanigans,
schmucks.
no shenanigans, schmuckery.
But the more they hate him, the more he commits to that.
Oh my God, nobody does it better than that.
That's
I told you what he did. I was telling somebody this today. Like, I would do the thing from First Blood. They drew First Blood, not me. Me and Paul was the guy. The guy comes in with the boxes.
Did you do it for Stallone?
No, I didn't do it.
I've met Stallone a couple times with Andrew. Very
No,
excited.
no, I didn't do it. But Andrew thought that was so fucking funny. He made me do it like 10 fucking times around the comedy store.
course.
And then he goes, "You're calling in sick tomorrow, and I'm getting you an agent, and you're gonna go in and do that monologue." And the next day, he sets it up with his agent, and he goes in the office first, and then he brings me. He goes, "Jim, is this so and so?" And
It's my favorite story, and it's
and
at
he takes-
William
and he goes-
Morris.
And he goes, "When you feel it," he looks at me and goes, "When you feel it." And I start fucking doing his mom. That's your First Blood. That's fucking slobbering. I'm getting into it. I'm thinking I'm doing a great fucking job. And I finish up. I look up and the guy's jaws on the fucking thing. He goes, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not a casting director. Or he was fucking mortified. And Des goes, "This is what you're telling me? I bring you this fucking great talent, and that's what you tell me." Now, I don't know in my head he's acting I was seeing from Comic in the Con, the screenplay that he was working on
course.
forever. So.
Nobody's
but-
ever in on the joke. We're
No.
all just pawns in it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we come out of the thing, and all the secretaries are looking at the door because you see Dice walk out, me walk out. Look, this guy must owe some gambling debts or something.
Yeah.
He was just getting screamed at by a couple of thugs. I gotta bite my lip to like fucking right in front of everybody. And then she's
Yeah, you
like,
gotta hold it or he'll
he goes,
get mad.
he
Yeah.
goes, "Fucking hold it. We get outside and we jump in that fucking stupid bright green Cadillac, pop on the summer winds.
And just drive away like nothing
I swear to God, I
happened.
felt like I was in a scene from the pub at Greenwich Village, and we're driving away blasting. It's not just laughing our balls off. But I used to bring them up at the Chinese Man Theater and Larry Parker's
Sure.
Beverly Hills Diner, and
Oh yeah, Larry Parker.
and then the Ben Franks we got thrown out of. But I mean, we would just do the kamikaze comedy, man.
Did you get arrested at Ben Frank's too?
No, I didn't
Just
get
he
about.
did.
No, yeah, but he did, because I just introduced him.
Yeah, he's like,
Who locks up an MC?
Yeah. He didn't start it. Let's break up the finisher. Dice. Shit, I completely went out of my head. But like we were talking about, like committing to characters and bits and things like that.
Yeah.
And then randomly, I put up a picture of like Dice. I was opening for him at the Riviera in Vegas, and Joe Rogan and Jim Norton and Robert Kelly were in it. But I didn't know Ari Shaffir was on his podcast that day, and they were talking about that night
Yeah.
when they came to see him. And then they started talking about how ridiculous Dice is and how he commits to a bit, and if he's fucking with somebody, you never know you're being fucked with.
Yeah.
And you just go through this thing. And what happened with Ari was Dice was like, I keep a gun in my office drawer. And he was like, you don't have a gun? There's no way. You're Jewish? We don't do that. And so Dice is like, yeah, I have a gun. Ari, I'll bet you $200. And Ari's like, I don't have that money. He said, well, then we don't have anything to talk about. You're just going to have to believe that I have a gun. So Freddie, of course, Soto was with us. And Freddie was like, you should go look through the drawer. And I remember specifically Ari on Joe Rogan's podcast lied and said he didn't go through the drawer. He certainly did go through the drawer.
Did he find a gun?
Freddie just blew the whistle on him that he went through the drawer.
Oh, did he find a gun? No gun.
Nobody got banned from Dice's house for a year.
Oh, that's because he went through the drawer.
I can't come to any barbecues. I don't understand what I did.
That's hilarious.
It was so ridiculous. But he's always like that, just fucking with people. And you're like, is that a real thing? Like, when will that ever stop? He's never going to grow up.
When we were out front, I'm not even kidding you. When we would come out, it was Peter Potofsky was like circus
Oh,
clown
yeah.
who would do these flips, and they would start.
He was amazing.
They would start a fucking fake fight, and before you know it, there were like 15 comics involved in the fake fight, and they were like breaking each other up. And when the guy would go to break it up, the guy would go, no, you got a problem. Then they would start, and there would be a line around the building for fucking people going ready to come in and see the fucking comedy show. And this fucking epic fake fight that would go on for like 20 or 30 fucking minutes, and then Peter Potofsky gets slammed into the fucking sign. It was insane. Joey Gaynor was involved.
Oh, Joey Gaynor was involved in one that was real bad in Westwood, and was it Joey Gaynor that swallowed the candle wax? It fell and it dripped in his throat, and he was choking, and they all thought it was part of the act, and they're like, "This is amazing."
He's really good. He's choking
wax.
and hot choking on fucking candle wax. That's fucking
He's
crazy.
got candle wax on the nipples. I don't know where that.
By
came
order
from.
the fucking Peaky Blinders, eh?
You watch that?
I love that show. It's my new thing.
I got to get into it.
No, I wasn't into it for a long time, but my brother, you got to watch the Peaky Blinders.
Everybody tells me.
But you know what's really great? I just watched this. It's called the eight greatest stories of World War II, but they've gone back and
I saw that. I want
That's fucking.
I almost watched it last night, and I was like, Eleanor, it's 3:30.
So
We're not
well.
getting into the
I got
war
news for
movie.
you. You're going to binge watch all 8 episodes. It's the
Okay.
most amazing thing. They have all this new footage. They colorized it.
Where did they get the new footage? Like, that fucking baffles me. That's like,
but
we have new footage.
Well,
You
someone must have tracked it down because they have footage that. Like,
mean
is
they've
never-
always had footage? They just never showed it to the public.
I guess they had no one's ever had to put it in and tell the stories by the original people that were there with all this footage and stuff, and it's amazing. It really is one of the best things I've seen on World War II, and I'm a history buff. I love that period of time. I love that.
No, I love that. The history was like the only subject I passed.
Because I've seen other shitty documentaries. Like I was watching this documentary about Hitler the other night, and because I needed to feel better about myself, like that's the gauge. And
I thought you were
apparently-
trying to make it in show business.
No, but Hitler had a fucking girlfriend, man. I can't seem to make it work in my life. Like,
What are you talking? No shit, he had a girlfriend.
Like
What do you mean?
I'm like the Cincinnati. Well, proven once again, chicks always go for the assholes.
Oh.
But like fucking me, I can't make it work in my life. Anyway, the point is,
What, with a girlfriend?
yeah, she was 17, he was 40. the greatest non-love story of all time, Eva Braun, Hitler's Girl.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure she probably didn't like to be called that. And I'm sure Rick Springfield probably would have never written a song about it. I wish I had a girl like Hitler's girl. Hitler's got a girl. I want to
Eva
make her
Braun.
mine.
Eva Braun. Yeah, it doesn't flow.
No, it doesn't really flow. But, but she wasn't allowed to tell anybody because he didn't want people to think he was a creeper because she was 17.
Oh, he was a total creeper for a lot of other
Yeah, the guy
reasons.
murders half of Europe, but he doesn't want people to think he's a creeper. That's what the...
Listen, I'm not a pedophile. Yeah, anti-Semitic, maybe. But not a pedophile. I know they start to hurt after a while.
Yeah, they really do.
My ears are like slapped down.
Yeah.
They should use these like if people have ears that stick out.
I should fire off the flesh musket in one of those ear cannons, and that way someone will come in and just put it and get an earful of fucking toddler juice in their fucking.
Fully grown adult, aren't you? Fully grown adult. Fully grown man.
Fully grown man. Let's wrap this fucker up.
Let's wrap it up.
Rick didn't
I'm
come
Ava
in.
Braun.
And I'm Adolf Hitler. Till next time.
Kyle. No, that's gross, Jimmy. All right. Thank you guys.
went to bed. It's a joke. It's the Comedy Store podcast.
That is a joke in itself. So, Josh, I took the headphones off. Sorry. Josh, you need to come in and promote something?
Okay.
Did he say yes? Oh, he's
Yeah,
coming
I
in
can get out of
anyway.
here now.
All right, you
Thanks.
can go. Jimmy Shubert, love you. Amazing. Thank
Jeff,
you.
Good to see you, man.
You
Don't
too,
forget, we will be at Parks Casino December 4th, right?
Yeah, I know.
And then New Year's Eve at the Stress Factory, the 30th and 31st. Do it. Don't be
Do
an
it.
idiot, man. Jersey. What else is there to do in New Brunswick?
New Jersey,
Bowling is
baby.
bowling.
Hell
All I know is
Bowling,
Brunswick
yes.
Plains.
Thank you, Jimmy.
So, thanks, Jimmy.
I love him. My ears are completely.
And if,
I have no idea even what we were talking about, but I hope it was interesting.
It was fun. Oh, there's a lot of good Kennison stories. That's what I love.
Listen to Schubert all
Yeah.
day. He kills me. So.
He gets in that rut, and then he goes. And if you like more, he was on my podcast, Civilianization.
When?
This was probably about 6-8 months ago.
Okay.
And he talked about because he did a lot of USO tours for the troops, and
I'm jealous
it was
of that.
it was the day after he got passed by the Magic Castle.
Oh, right,
So
right.
yeah, there's like a dozen Mitzies have to pass you to get into that place. So it's
I'm
insane.
Aware. I'm aware.
So speaking of Civilianization, check out Civilianization's podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, all that fun stuff.
Check it out.
Drew Carey,
Don't
December
forget-
13th.
Oh, Drew Carey, did you
Yeah.
do it already? You did.
No, it's on December 13th. We're gonna record. So
Okay, don't forget, rate, subscribe. Go to my website. I have all my dates up. I'll be also my brother Johnny has a December 27th. He's gonna kill me. I'll put the flyer out. Don't get mad. I'm terrible at social media.
No,
but I will put it up. December 27th. I am doing a show with my brother Johnny and a bunch of great comics from Philly. Pat House, Peggy. It went right out of my O'Leary. Peggy O'Leary.
Oh, nice.
Gosh, I'm telling you, I'm a mess right now. But I will put it up on my website, and I got it right now. It is December 27th, 7 p.m., and it is in Springfield, Pennsylvania.
Nice. Good hockey
Spring
towns up
Valley, 400 West Woodland Avenue, Springfield. I will put the flyer up. It's the Febos, but it's not at Febos. So, or is it at the Febos? Maybe it is. Best ever promotion of a show.
there. Hell yeah.
Beat it, bitches.